Hello students. In this video we're going to do a quick little example of one of the problems from your homework today. We're going to be looking at number 7, and then we will walk through how to open and use the Math Tools extension to check your answer by graphing your lines. So this is a situation where both of these lines, both of the equations right now are solved for y. So if we remember, this leans us towards wanting to substitute. This is a pretty straightforward substitution where you're going to replace one of the y's with something that y is equal to. Doesn't matter which y you replace, they're both equal to y, so you're going to end up with your equation with negative 8x equal to 6x minus 14. Oops, there we go. Okay, now in order to get both those variables on the same side, they want to hang out with each other. So we're going to get this 6x to be over here with the other x value. We're not solving for x, so we're not dividing. We're just going to move it. So we're going to introduce negative 6x. They will cancel. Subtract 6x from the left. And now we're going to be looking at negative 14x equal to just a negative 14. Remember, that negative sign, that subtraction piece, is still there with the 14. To finish, we divide both sides by the negative 14 that's attached to x, and you're going to be left with your x equaling 1. Once you have your x equals 1, we're going to plug that into either of those original equations for the x. We're going to replace the x, so you've got y is equal to negative 8x. Placing that x with 1, y will be equal to negative 8 times 1 now, and your y will come out to be negative 8. So remember, your final answer is that ordered pair, and we talk about that when we're going through the notes. Well, what does that mean? That means that if we were to graph, that is the point on the graph where those two lines would overlap, where they would intersect, that one shared point. So looking at the Math Tools extension, we're going to go to a new tab, and you have your extensions up here, and you've got your Math Tools, that little calculator in blue. It's going to open a calculator. Okay. Now those other features that they have down here are going to be on the bottom. We're going to click the graphing calculator. It's going to open up a new tab for you where we've got a graphing calculator with some different options. So you're on the right here. You're just going to type in your equations. So we go back to take a look. We've got y equals 6x minus 14. Okay. So y equals, there you have it there for you, 6x minus 14. And you'll notice it's not showing up right away. We're going to hit evaluate. When you click on evaluate, it will put that graph, that line on the graph. And then we want a second line on there. So right now there's only the one line sitting in red. We're going to click the little plus sign here. That's going to add another line for us. And if we recall, that was y equals negative 8x. We can see that was our second line. So y equals negative 8x. Remember, to get it to show up, we hit evaluate. And those two are on the graph now. We can't see where they cross yet, but you can move this around. You can click and drag. It'll move you around. You can zoom in and out with the, if you have a mouse with you or with your pad. Or you can just hit the plus and minus button and then just start clicking and it'll do that for you. Okay. So where do we see where it intersects? We could probably get a pretty good estimate here. You could probably tell just by looking at it, but some of these problems are not going to be on a nice whole number portion of the graph. So to see where they intersect of these little features here, there's one where the image is two lines crossing. That's the intersect button for you. You click that, hover anywhere near that point where they cross, and it will give you that ordered pair. So once you have shown all your work, like we did here, you're going to show your work on your worksheet. You're going to get your final answer. Then you can head over to the graphing calculator and check it to make sure that that actually is where the lines intersect. Let me know if you have any questions while we're going through this today.